Hi, it's Dawn from Ninja Bunny Crochet. Today I have for us to do these cute little Shamrock Appliques. These can be put on a lot of different things. You can put them on bags, you can put them on blankets, you can put them on a sweater. They can be used for just about anything. So let's pull out the yarn and the hook I used, and let's jump right into working on these cute little shamrocks. The yarn I used is this Red Heart Super Saver. It is a medium 4 acrylic yarn, 100% acrylic. You don't have to use a medium 4 acrylic yarn or Red Heart Super Saver. You can pretty much use any yarn that you choose as long as your hook and your yarn match. The hook size that I will be using today is this J 6.0 millimeter hook. I'll be using my Clover Amour hook. You will need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle. So once you have all your supplies, let's get started. Before I jump into today's tutorial, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that little icon down in the corner there. That'll automatically subscribe you to my channel. And don't forget to ring that bell because that'll notify you whenever I upload a new video. And if you like content like this, please give it a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you like my videos. Now to start the shamrock, you're going to want to start with a hook slip knot on your hook. We're going to start with a chain of 2. Now, if you prefer, you can do a magic ring or the cinch circle, whichever term you like to use for that. But I'm going to start with a chain of 2. Just makes it a little bit easier in my opinion, but it's really up to you. So we're going to work second chain from hook. The loop on your hook does not count as a stitch, so we're going to go 1, 2, and we're going to put our first round all into that very first stitch right there. So we're going to do a double crochet. We're going to actually put 6 double crochet into that very first chain. So just do 1, 2, watch that tail, 5, and 6. Now once we have our 6 double crochet, just count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to slip stitch right into that first double crochet that we made. That ends round 1. Just straighten out my yarn there. To start round 2, we're going to go ahead and chain up 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go right back into that same stitch, and that's where we're going to start our first leaf. We're going to do 2 treble crochets. So we're going to yarn over twice, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And we're going to repeat that. So yarn over twice, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now we're going to continue working into that same stitch, and we're going to put 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And again, we're still going to keep working in that stitch. Let me straighten out my yarn here. Sorry about that. We're going to keep working into that same stitch, and we're going to put 2 more treble crochet. So yarn over twice, insert into the stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. Again, yarn over twice, into the stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. We're not quite done yet. We need to chain up 2, and then we're going to slip stitch into the very next stitch right here. And now we have completed the first leaf on our shamrock. So now we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to repeat the same leaf into the next stitch. So we're going to start with 2 treble crochets, I'm going to repeat that treble crochet. Next is 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And 2 treble crochets. And to finish that up, chain 2 and slip stitch into that next stitch. And that finishes leaf number 2. And let me just pull out some yarn here. And now we're ready to do our third and final leaf. I'm going to chain up 3. And we're going to go into that next stitch and start with our 2 treble crochets. 1, 2, 3. 2 yarn overs, and pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And we're going to do 3 double crochets, just like we did before. 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then 2 treble crochets. 1 and 2. And chain up 2, and then we're going to slip stitch into that last and final stitch. Now we got to work our stem, and that's going to be a chain of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to single crochet, second chain from hook, loop on the hook, does not count as a stitch. So 1, 2, and we're going to single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and now we're back up to our shamrock, and we're just going to find any old place, probably that very first stitch there, to go ahead and slip stitch into to connect our stem to our shamrock, and then we can go ahead and fasten off. And this is where we need to grab our scissors and just snip our yarn and pull it through. Then we can flip it over and weave in those ends. Now if you were going to be using this to sew it onto a blanket or onto another crochet piece, you might want to leave those tails and not necessarily weave them in, because you might want to use them to sew with. But since I'm just going to be demonstrating this today, I'm going to go ahead and weave these tails in. I want to go 2 different directions so that they don't come back out again on you. I'm going to go ahead and snip that off and grab that one from the tail or the stem, and we're going to go ahead and weave that one in too. Like I said, you can make your shamrock a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller by going up and down in different size, up and down in hook sizes, or going up and down in your yarn. So if you were to make this with a sport weight baby yarn in a smaller hook, you'll have a smaller shamrock. Or if you were going to be using like fingering weight yarn in one of those really tiny hooks, you can even do this in thread and get a really small one too. So there we go. And just go ahead and just kind of finger block this to get it to lay down flat. And there's your little shamrock. I'll bring the other ones in from before so you have different examples. This darker one is a little bit smaller because I did that with a 5.5 millimeter hook or a eye hook with the darker yarn, but the lighter color yarn was better to demonstrate with today. So there you have the little shamrocks. Thanks for watching and happy crocheting. Bye-bye.